spelling my name. Hi, little friends. Today, Peppa is going to learn how to spell her name with colorful blocks. The first letter is P, then comes E. Can you see Peppa's name starting to appear?
Oh.
Another P, and one more P. Only one last letter is missing. What could it be? Aha! Here is the letter A. Now we have a complete name. P-E-P-P-A. How do you spell your name? Try spelling it just like Peppa. Goodbye, everyone! Peppa Pig and the shape-shifting cloud. Peppa and George sit on the grass in the garden. High above, white clouds drift slowly across the blue sky. George points up at the sky, excited. Peppa squints as she watches a big cloud drifting by. Daddy Pig sits nearby, holding a cup of water, and looks up at the two children. Mommy Pig sits beside them, smiling gently. The cloud slowly turns into the shape of a chubby little pig. Peppa jumps up excitedly and points at the sky. A moment later, the cloud stretches out and turns into the shape of a dinosaur. George's eyes light up, and he jumps up happily. The cloud slowly breaks apart into many small pieces and drifts away. Peppa and George laugh happily.
Peppa Pig and the Playful Wind. It looks like a perfectly normal afternoon until the wind arrives. The wind blows through the garden as if it wants to join the fun. Leaves begin to swirl around, flying everywhere. Peppa tries to catch a leaf, but the wind is always one step ahead. After a while, the wind seems to get tired and calms down. Peppa and George learn that sometimes invisible things can bring the biggest fun.
Peppa Pig and the Rainy Day Dance. Peppa and George stood under the porch, wearing raincoats and boots. Daddy and Mummy Pig prepared music. Peppa danced in small steps to the rhythm of the rain. George bounced along, both laughing happily. Daddy Pig danced along. Slipping slightly in a puddle, Peppa and George giggled. Peppa and George danced continuously, raising their hands and spinning, water splashing. The whole family laughed joyfully. The family sat in front of the porch, relaxing and laughing after dancing in the rain, thinking about what game to play next. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to join the fun with Peppa Pig's family. Peppa Pig and the Starry Night. The night sky unfolds, deep blue and sprinkled with twinkling stars. Peppa and George sit on the porch, eyes wide with wonder. Daddy Pig brings out a small telescope. Peppa and George jump excitedly, ready for their starry adventure. They sit on the roof, peering through the telescope at the distant stars, sparkling like diamonds. A shooting star streaks across the sky. Peppa and George point excitedly, eyes filled with delight. Mummy Pig steps out and stands beside Daddy Pig, amazed as the sky fills entirely with shooting stars. Under the gentle moonlight, Peppa and George hold their parents' hands, feeling peaceful and happy on this magical night. The Mud Castle.
Hey!
Today, the garden is wet and full of soft, squishy mud. Peppa has a wonderful idea to build a mud castle. Piece by piece, the mud pile grows taller and taller. Oh dear, mud is very slippery, and castles are not so strong. Even though the mud castle falls, the fun is still standing tall.
Oh. 2 hours later.
The Flying Hat Adventure. It's a beautiful sunny day. Peppa is showing off her new hat, and everyone agrees it looks absolutely lovely. Oh no, Peppa's hat has flown away. But don't worry, her friends are ready for a fun hat-hunting adventure. The hat seems to be playing hide and seek. It flies from the pond to the tree, and even lands on a very surprised duck. It looks like the hat doesn't want to stay still. Wherever it goes, it spreads laughter and fun. After its windy adventure, the hat is home again. And Peppa realizes the best part of the day wasn't the hat. It was sharing the fun with her friends. Peppa Pig and the Storytelling Chair. It's raining outside. Peppa looks at Daddy Pig's old chair and asks, "Can the chair talk, Daddy?"
Aha!
Daddy Pig smiles. Of course! It has heard thousands of stories. George curiously touches the armrest. Suddenly, the chair shakes gently and begins. Once upon a time, Peppa and George stare in amazement.
Yahoo!
In their imagination, Peppa and George go on adventures, riding dinosaurs, flying over rainbows. They wake up on the same chair, smiling. Daddy Pig chuckles. Told you it can tell stories. Everyone laughs happily. Peppa Pig and the Space Adventure. Peppa was lying in bed. The night was dark, her eyes closed. Peppa dreamed she was flying in space, with the moon shining brightly ahead. George appeared with Peppa. Both stepped into a sparkling flying saucer to travel into space.
Yahoo!
The flying saucer floated in space. Peppa and George saw planets around them, eager to explore. George woke up in the middle of the night, surprised by the sound of giggles. He turned to see Peppa fast asleep, smiling brightly in her dream, surely on an adventure among the stars. Peppa and the Shared Raincoat. It's a rainy day. Peppa wears her raincoat, but George forgot his. George looks cold and sad. Peppa worries for her little brother. Peppa smiles and pulls George under her coat. They giggle together.
Ha!
Mummy Pig brings another coat. You're so sweet when you share. After the rain, the family watches a rainbow. Peppa says, sharing makes everything warmer, even rainy days. One fine evening, Little Pig was sleeping soundly in his room. But as he closed his eyes and fell asleep, a strange dream began. The little pig opened his eyes and found himself at the bottom of the sea, surrounded by colorful fish and beautiful coral reefs. Little Pig wanders into an underwater garden where sea flowers are blooming and dancing to cheerful music.
Oh!
The baby pig swims like a little fish and can even surf like a superhero. Everything under the sea is fun and colorful. After a wonderful adventure, Little Pig felt a little tired and decided to return to the real world. The water world gradually disappeared, leaving behind a feeling of relief. Peppa and George spotted a rolling wheel in the yard and decided the adventure started here. This wheel seems to never stop, and Peppa had to run fast just to catch up. Despite trying, George couldn't catch the wheel, but he could only laugh after every fall. The wheel didn't just roll fast, it also created a fresh breeze of flowers in the park. Finally, the wheel stopped, and Peppa and George realized that sometimes the best adventures are the simplest ones. And in the end, Peppa and George understood that sometimes letting things roll is the most fun of all. Peppa in the blue raincoat. It starts raining heavily outside. Peppa stands by the door and watches the rain. Mummy Pig comes out and gives Peppa a raincoat. Peppa walks over and puts on the raincoat.
2 hours later.
Peppa walks outside, wearing the blue raincoat. Peppa holds out her hand to catch the raindrops. Peppa sees a small puddle on the ground. Peppa jumps lightly into the puddle. George runs outside and sees Peppa jumping in the puddle. George looks at Peppa's blue raincoat. Peppa jumps again and water splashes around. The two siblings laugh happily in the light rain.
Peppa Pig and the rolling chair. Everything is perfectly normal until a chair decides to move all by itself. Oh! Peppa puts the chair back where it belongs, but the chair clearly has other plans. George decides to sit on it, and the chair agrees, but only for a moment. Soon, the chair is no longer a chair. It becomes a very cooperative toy. And of course, everything in Peppa's yard eventually finds its way into a puddle. Peppa and George learn that sometimes the things that won't stay still bring the longest lasting fun.
Peppa Pig and the Little Fan. One day, Peppa finds a small fan on the floor near the stairs.
Whoa!
She picks it up and turns it on. A gentle breeze blows, making Peppa feel amused. George puts his hand near the fan to feel the cool air. Peppa places a small piece of paper in front of the fan, and it lifts into the air. The little fan turns the moment into a fun and playful experience for Peppa and George.
Whoa! Wow!
It was a bright, breezy morning in Peppa's backyard. As Peppa wandered around, she spotted a colorful umbrella lying forgotten in the corner of the garden. Peppa curiously picked it up, wondering what fun she could have with it. Suddenly, a big gust of wind blew. The umbrella opened wide, lifting Peppa off the ground. She squealed in surprise. Up in the sky, Peppa floated and twirled like a pink bird with a rainbow wing. The wind carried her over the yard, spinning in circles, dipping and soaring. Down below, Mummy Pig, Daddy Pig, and George gasped, then burst into laughter as they watched Peppa's unexpected flight show. The wind slowed down, and Peppa landed gently on the soft grass. Her family rushed over as Peppa waved with a big smile. Today is a sunny day. The pig family decides to go on a picnic. Daddy Pig loads the car with lots of food and drinks. The car drives along the countryside road with a cool breeze and cheerful birds singing. When they arrive at a green meadow, everyone spreads out a picnic blanket and sets out sandwiches, fruit, and juice. Suddenly, a little yellow bee buzzes over. George feels a bit scared, but the bee just visits the flowers nearby. The family enjoys their delicious meal under the warm sunshine. They laugh together, making it a perfect day. Peppa Pig loves picnics, especially with her family. Peppa Pig and the magical rain. It starts to rain, and Peppa and George watch the drops roll down the window like tiny mirrors. Mummy Pig brings out their raincoats and favorite muddy boots. To them, rainy days mean the best time to jump in puddles. They rush outside, splashing water everywhere, laughing as the puddles sparkle like mirrors on the ground. Suddenly, the sun peeks through the clouds, and a bright rainbow stretches across the sky.
Wow! Whoa!
Daddy Pig steps outside, looks up, and is amazed to see the rain has stopped and a beautiful rainbow has appeared. Peppa and George laugh joyfully, ending the magical afternoon. On a sunny day, my sister and I decided to go for a walk.
Yahoo!
The two sisters put on their hats carefully before going for a walk, so the sun wouldn't shine on their heads. Suddenly, a big gust of wind blew Sister's hat away. The big sister burst into tears and cried loudly. The little brother went to get help. The giraffe agreed to help the two siblings. Surprisingly, the giraffe was a magician, so he helped the big sister get her hat back very easily. The two siblings were very happy to get their hat back. One clear morning, you and I were still fast asleep. Suddenly, a friend showed up and knocked on the door. Our close friend smiled and said, "Let's go for a walk, you two." Suddenly, a mysterious object began to leak. It turned the white rabbit pink.
Hey!
Luckily, the strange object managed to retrieve the leaking item just in time. A hot, sunny afternoon. My sister and I were talking and decided to go to the pool to beat the heat. And off they went, all excited, heading to the swimming pool. They arrived and saw their friend happily splashing in the water.
Hey, hey! Okay, let's go!
The little sister jumped into the pool, splashing around happily, while the big sister relaxed and sunbathed on a colorful chair. Peppa Pig and the Magical Garden. Peppa is playing when she suddenly kicks a softly glowing stone. When she sets it back down, a glowing sprout slowly rises from the ground. The sprout grows quickly into a shimmering magical flower bush. George runs over, and the two happily admire the glowing flowers. Finally, Peppa's whole family sits down to admire the giant flower tree. Peppa and George joyfully hop on the huge blossoms, feeling truly happy. Peppa Pig and the Secret Room. Peppa is happily playing in the living room when she suddenly discovers a small hidden door behind the curtain. She wonders what surprises might be inside. Peppa pulls George close and opens the secret door. Both siblings step into the dimly lit room, hearts racing with curiosity, light peeking through the tiny window. Peppa and George quickly run down the stairs, and right at the bottom, they find a pile of old toys, cars, dolls, and the toys they once loved. Peppa and George eagerly approach the pile, their eyes lighting up with joy as they reminisce. Together, they gather the toys and head back to the living room to show Mummy Pig and Daddy. Mummy Pig walks in and smiles at the sight of Peppa and George happily playing with the old toys. She smiles with warmth and happiness. The whole family sits together in the living room, reminiscing about the fun memories with the old toys. Laughter fills the room, bringing everyone even closer. Peppa and the shared lunch. Today, there's a new friend, Wendy Wolf, who forgot her lunch.
Hey!
Peppa looks at her two sandwiches and thinks of Wendy sitting quietly. Let's share, says Peppa. Wendy smiles happily. Everyone shares their food. The playground fills with laughter. Madame Gazelle smiles. Sharing warms both the heart and the tummy. Ha!
Huh!
Aha!
2 hours later.
Pig and the soap bubbles. One day, Peppa finds a small bottle of soapy water on the table. She dips the bubble wand into it. Peppa gently blows, and bubbles float into the air. George happily runs after the bubbles. Each time he touches one, it pops. The little bubbles turn the moment into a joyful and playful game.
It's a beautiful day, and Peppa and George go to the park with Daddy Pig, bringing along their colorful new kite. Daddy Pig excitedly runs as fast as he can to make the kite fly high. But Daddy Pig suddenly trips over a rock. The kite still soars up high, but then gets stuck on the statue's ear in the park. Peppa and George look up, both surprised and giggling. A strong gust of wind blows through, pulling the kite down and covering Daddy Pig's head. He stumbles around blindly, while Peppa and George burst into fits of giggles. What was supposed to be a simple trip to the park turns into an unexpected comedy show. The wind blows stronger, making the kite slip right out of Daddy Pig's hand and swirl around in the sky. Peppa and George run after it, giggling and reaching up to catch it. Daddy Pig hurries along too, but quickly becomes out of breath.
Hello.